Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first visit. My name is Matt. On this channel I do brand new car reviews. Today I'm here at Bozard Ford in Saint Augustine, Florida with this brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Raptor, the top of the line trim, the performance version of the Bronco. And today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of it. We're going to check it out, exterior, interior, technology, test drive, the whole 9 yards. So if you enjoy watching videos like this and would like to see more automotive content, check out the rest of my channel, subscribe to it. And now let's get back to this. Well, the new Bronco came out in 2020. The Bronco Raptor joined the lineup in 2022. But I never had the chance to review a Bronco Raptor. So here it is, guys. Let's take a closer look and see what we have. And here, guys, at the first glance, you can see that this is not just a regular Bronco. It sits much taller. It's much wider. It's a completely different stance of this vehicle. Matter of fact, they had to make this vehicle much wider. Look at the fender flares, how wide they are to accommodate all those large tires, the suspension. And we're going to start right on top of the hood because this is interesting. You have this trim piece that's not only a design element, but it's also functional. As you can see, it's kind of a hot air exhaust that takes the hot air out from the hood compartment. We have Raptor spelled out on the side that also serves as an anti-glare material. So if you are trail riding, the sun's not gonna reflect off of the hood and blind you. So that's all functional. And the interesting thing, you also have the hooks on the side and the front right here of the hood that have a total load of 150 pounds. So I guess you can put something on top of it. You can also tie something down where you have maybe on top of your roof rack, like a canoe or a kayak. As far as the lights, let's check this out. We have all LED lights, and this is so typical to Bronco. We have those halo lights with the LED daytime running lights and turn signals, and amber in this case, and all LED lights set up on this top of the line trim. We also have the positioning lights on the side, the corner lights, and the positioning lights right in front, because this vehicle is 85 inches wide, and everything over 80 inches needs to have it. That's the federal regulation. Ford spelled out, and in the middle here you have this front-facing camera. Scrolling down, you have this modular steel bumper with skid plates underneath, and you have the rigid fog lamps. So a set of rigid fog lamps. There's two on top of them. Okay, you can take this off, and here's the second one. So put this back on. Massive skid plates, recovery hooks, 13.1 inches is the ground clearance of it. That's with the standard setup on this Bronco Raptor. Underneath the hood, you'll find the twin turbocharged and intercooled V6 engine, 3.0 liter, and that produces 418 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Of course, it is a four-wheel drive vehicle. Ford performance right on the hood, and you can see that these actually go outside, so they take this hot air out of this engine compartment. We have some sound insulation, and the hood struts holding the hood nice and tall. We're definitely going to check out the ride quality and quietness of the cabin at the end of this video. Let's take a walk around the corner and take a look at the side profile. It is very tough looking. Let's talk about the dimensions. The total length of this vehicle is 191 inches with a wheelbase of 116.5, width at 85.7, and the height at 77.8. The vehicle weighs 5,764 pounds, and the Raptor sits on 37-inch wheels, 37 by 12.5 on 17-inch rim over here. That's the setup. DIFF Goodrich all-terrain Baja Champions TA KO2 tires. That's what we have standard from the factory. We also have 13.8-inch rotors in the background there, so definitely enough stopping power. Baja tuned suspension, they call it the Haas 4.0 suspension with the Fox Life events, and that you can see that right here in the back. Raptor badges all over that. We have the body on frame construction, definitely a capable vehicle as far as that. Side steps on the side, these are the tough side steps too, so this is not something that that's going to break when you are off-roading. And we have the fully loaded mirrors as well. That's what's interesting about the mirrors on the Bronco, as most of you probably know, they stay on the vehicle even when the doors are taken off. So this is something that Jeep never had. And we have this warning light over here, and we have the blind spot assist, turn signal, side view camera. And look, we have this shark gills over on the side, another way of extract that hot air out of that engine compartment. Looking really good. This one has the matching roof and that shiny black color as well. You can lock or unlock this vehicle pushing off the button without pushing any of the buttons on the remote, as long as you have that on you. And here's the remote. This is the standard remote from Ford. So we have the unlock, lock, twice to start the vehicle, panic button, Bronco in the back. That's what's going on. Let's take a quick look and see what's going on in the back. That looks very cool in the back as well. So let's take a look, starting with the lights, see what's going on, because these are different than on the regular Bronco. They're all LEDs. That includes the turn signals, the tail lights, the reverse lights. Raptor badge in the back. We have this reinforced plate for the tire carrier to hold it up, because the tire is much heavier at this 37-inch tire. The rear view camera right in the center over there, the third brake light. And again, we have this more of the off-road oriented bumper, very short, giving you that maximum departure angle. Tow hitch, and let's see what we have. So we have the 4 and 7 pin connector that's capable of towing up to 4,500 pounds. You have the hooks right in the back too, and the exhaust is sticking out over there. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Opening this up, we have over 30 cubic feet of cargo storage in here, and this one has some goodies in here, part of the accessories that are on this vehicle. But as you can see, there's plenty of room behind the seats to carry some stuff as well. For the performance that's going to be exposed if you take and the roof off. By the way, they just came out, Bestop just came out with the power roof for the Bronco, and it looks absolutely fantastic too. But the roof can be taken off, and you can ride it naked. Well, not you, the car, hopefully, or it depends, whatever you want. Anyways, 60-40 split on the seats, so you can drop them, get you a little bit more storage space. What else is going on in here? 12 volt as far as the power outlet. We have the illumination in here, pretty cool little Bronco right in between the lights over here. That's happening on both sides as well. And let's check it out and see how much room we have for passengers. Here it is as far as the roominess right here in the back seat. Now, let's face it, it's not going to be an Expedition or even an Explorer, but I can fit behind the driver's seat. I'm 6 feet tall for your point of reference. This seat, I can probably push it a little bit forward, still be comfortable in the front, but I adjusted it to my regular and comfortable driving position. I have plenty of shoulder room, plenty of headroom. I like where the seats are positioned so I can see what's going on even above the driver's head. So I have this theatrical seating, so even if we're trail riding, I can enjoy that from the back as well. Let's take a look and see what's going on the rest of the interior and check it out, see what's going on. First of all, the door. Now, I want to point out that this is the frameless design on the door. The window goes all the way down, making the door less bulky to store, because these doors are removable. If you'd like to, you can take them off. Now, we also have some soft touch materials right on top, as well as on the armrest. And that's pretty much it. Now, you have the lock and unlock. That's the only thing you have in the middle, because the window controls are right in this console here in the middle. We also have vents, the USB Type-C, and as you can see, we have even the regular 110 volt outlet, the household outlet. Now we have the MOLA system. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but you can have some accessories that are compatible with that, and actually attach that to the seat backs in here. As far as the seats, I really like them. First of all, they're nice and they're comfortable, but also they look great too. They have this suede inserts. We have some contrast stitching. We have some perforation. And again, this is this suede material on the interior here on the inside of the seats, and truly a very comfortable seat. Now also we have the cup holders right in the middle. That's of course if two of you or one is driving in the back. And as you can see, you can take off this panel, these two panels. If you don't want to take off the entire roof, you can still do that and take the doors off, and you don't have to worry about storing the entire roof. Oh, a grab handle, because you're going to need that to get into this high vehicle. Let's see what's going on in the front. And I probably shouldn't even do that, but I will anyways. Check out the sound of the closing door. Yeah, that's to be expected. This door is designed to be taken off, so it's wide. Not going to have a very good sound. But as far as the interior of it, again, we have the soft touch material here, and on the door trim here, door handle. This is where you lift. I'm not sure if the door or vehicle, but more storage here. Ford Performance right on the door sill. Power adjustments on the seat. On the left hand side of the steering wheel, you have the light controls, the dimmer controls. Pull on to set the parking brake, and this is to open your hood, of course. Bronco grab handle with this carbon fiber trim around it, looking really, really sharp. We'll get to the rest of this interior, but I want to point out the seats. Again, the back seats are nice, but these are super cool. More bolstered, more supportive. You have this suede with the Raptor spelled out, and the seats are not only looking good, but they feel good as well. Let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this cool interior. Now let's start with the sound of the closing door from the inside. All right. Not bad. Okay, steering wheel. So we have this leather wrapped steering wheel with the red stripe up on top, so you can see where the wheels are straight. Very important, especially in trail riding. I have a bunch of buttons on both sides. This one controls the adaptive cruise control, regular cruise control, and we of course have the volume control on the side. And on the right hand side, we have seek track for your media, phone, hang up, pickup button, also the ability to control what's going on in the instrument cluster. We have some adjustments here as well. Suspension adjustment, so you can have the dampers in the suspension set up to a normal, sport, or let's see, I just get rid of this, normal, sport, or off-road, depending on which way you want to drive. For the purpose of this test drive, we're just going to leave it at normal. And as far as the exhaust, you can have normal, sport, or Baja. Okay, off-road use only, C manual, quiet. I should have probably set it up when I test drove this vehicle. Sport, that's the loudest one. And then on the other side, you can also set up your R mode. So that basically gives you the My Mode settings, and if you can set it up to whatever you like. And the second button is your steering wheel, so that's normal, sport, and comfort. So we're going to leave that in normal as well. That's what's going on here in the instrument cluster. You can see a whole bunch of things in here. First of all, this is your main setup, so you can see the speed on the right-hand side and the tachometer on the left-hand side. And up on top, you have the gauges as far as the gauge, oil temperature, coolant temperature, and you have your transmission temp right here. So also, you can scroll it up and down, trip 1, trip 2, seat belts, who's not wearing them. Engine on, normal operation, and driver assistance. You can see what's playing, which direction you're going, how many miles this vehicle has, and it has 25 miles to empty or so. Okay, moving on. So this is the big screen. We have this 12-inch screen and the newest Sync 4. Basically, this is that Ford infotainment system. Now, surprised they didn't go with the Google infotainment system as they're using on some of their SUVs, but maybe that's coming later. So we have the different features in here, but let's go to this main screen. I guess there's really no main screen, but you can see what we have at the bottom. So these are the features: driver assistance, zone lighting, towing, owner's manual, record feedback. So as far as the audio, as far as the sources, we have the AM, FM, Sirius XM. You can hook up your phone to it. Navigation system, it's loading maps, so the navigation system is standard on this vehicle. You have several different apps, including the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and yes, we can connect it wirelessly, and that of course disconnected my phone because it wanted to connect. As far as the settings, radio, phone list, general display settings, vehicle settings, let's check this out. All right, so just the basic settings for the vehicle. Now this is a Raptor, so quiet start, we can turn that as on. So if you have some of the neighbors that like to complain about everything, you can leave it as on when you leave your neighborhood. remote start setup windows, wipers, lighting, locks. So tons of features that you can set up in here. And back to features in here. And over to the side, you can select what's going on the right-hand side because the screen is kind of split up 2/3 and 1/3. So trips, pitch and roll, like this setup over here as well. Okay, see where you are, as far as the vehicle is concerned. Rear view camera, let's put it back in reverse. Okay, so we have the rear view camera, top-down view and rear view, trajectory lines, really nice. Kind of wish that was maybe a little bit better quality. Notice that the new Expedition, for example, has a better quality than that. So maybe in the next version of the Raptor, which I think it's getting redesigned, maybe even next year, that's going to be fixed as well. So what else we have here? Put it back in park. We're going to move up on top because that's where you have some cool features as far as your lockers. So you can have, this is basically your bar disconnect, stabilizer bar disconnect. You can do it in 4 high or 4 low or in 2-wheel drive. I purposely did that so we don't do it on accident. This button is trail turn assist, available in 4 low and 4 high. And then of course have the front differential lock and the rear differential lock. We also have the traction control. You can turn that off. Now I was able to do that without turning to the 4-wheel drive. Hazard lights. Right here, we have another charger, USB Type-C, that may be for your camera that you can also mount right here. So this is your camera mount. Pretty cool, right? Or accessory mount. It doesn't have to be the camera, but what else would you put in there? Okay, down below, we have the power and volume knob. This is your camera shortcut right here, your different settings for your radio, dual zone climate control, some shortcuts for your climate control. Now we have the heated steering wheel, heated seats down here at the bottom. You also see the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, Ford Performance, also a wireless charging, and this pretty cool looking shifter with the Bronco logo. Now, of course, we have the GOAT modes. For those of you that don't know what GOAT means in Ford lingo, it's go over any terrain. So those are the GOAT modes, and let's see what they are. I'm gonna show you that displayed on the instrument cluster. So we have normal mode, then it goes to off-road, Baja, rock crawl, and that's pretty much it. Also, this is where you can set your desired 4-wheel drive settings. So now it's switching to 4 low. You can also do 4 high, 4 automatic, or 2 high. I'm actually going to leave it in 2 high, and this is your trail control. So this is the 1 pedal drive that's going to be enabled once you push this button and you're in the off-road, I believe, mode. It's going to allow you to control your vehicle with the throttle pedal only. Your window controls and your mirror controls are right here in the middle because the doors are removable. So that would be a hassle to put them on the door. And up on top, you have 6 pre-wired auxiliary buttons right here. So you can put an extra light bar, winch, any accessories that you can think of, and those can be controlled through those auxiliary buttons. Home link system, and of course a removable roof. This is a pretty cool feature. Now, does it have illuminated mirrors? Yes, it does. So this is it, guys. Oh, did I mention the Bang & Olufsen stereo comes standard on the Raptor 2? The sound is really good, but unfortunately, due to YouTube copyright policies, I can't really show it to you. So you have to take my word on this. And this is the interior of this 2025 Ford Bronco Raptor. Now, let's talk about pricing and take it for a spin. Okay. Well, there are plenty of Bronco models available. The Bronco Raptor is the only performance-oriented one, and it sits in the category of its own. It is pricey. Let's see how it drives. We're going to start this test drive with the turning radius. So we're going to check it out. How many parking spaces does it take to take it completely around 360? About 4.5 parking spots. Now, it has some lean as I'm doing that. So let's see what happens when we do the twist and turns on the regular road. Yep, you can definitely feel that the suspension is working. However, I'm not flying all over the car, which means that it's doing its job as well. Yeah, we're going to check it out because it's very hard to combine the off-road capabilities with on-the-road manners. And I know Jeep is kind of struggling with that. I mean, they're great off-roaders, very rugged. They can go just about over anything. But on-the-road performance really suffers. And for those of you who own a Jeep or who owned a Jeep or took a Jeep for a long road trip, you know what I'm talking about. The seats are not super comfortable and it's constantly rocking and rolling. Let's see the acceleration. That is pretty fast. Get it up to about 45 miles per hour. It's not quiet, so it is, you know, the Raptor performance. So we have the louder exhaust, but you can definitely hear the engine while accelerating. I think they tested it out at about 5.6 seconds, 0 to 60, which is really quick for the vehicle that is not designed to really do it in racing. And as quick as it is, and as fun as it is to accelerate, it's really important to also find out of how comfortable it is on the everyday drive, because unless you live on the trail, which there's probably very few people that do, you're going to take it to work and back, or just go about your regular daily routine, and that involves a lot of road driving. So we're going to definitely check that out and see how comfortable this vehicle is. And here we go. Put some shades on, get the sun out of my face. Well, it's definitely loud. That's one thing that I can say right away while driving this. We're doing about 50. Once it gets up to speed, it quiets down substantially. But when you have your foot on the throttle, you can definitely hear that engine noise. It is comfortable. I like the seats. I like the way that you sit. There's good visibility ahead of you, good size mirrors. Almost no visibility in this rear view mirror because of that tire and that third brake light that's over there. So that's definitely a concern for somebody who's like to use this mirror a lot. I try to do all three. So anyways, it feels comfortable enough to drive it on the road. Definitely more comfortable than the Jeep Wrangler. By the way, this is not the most powerful off-roader. Of course, Jeep Wrangler has the 392, the Rubicon 392 model with 470 horsepower. So you got about 52 horsepower more than this, but it's almost like too much power in a vehicle that's not really designed for that purpose. I think this is a good balance of power and performance. Let's check out the acceleration here. Stop. Hit it. You got 30, 40, 50. There you go, 60 miles per hour. I don't know what the number was on this one. It didn't feel the fastest. Tested it out at about 5.6, 5.7, which is very quick enough, definitely for the class of this vehicle. Now, visibility is great as well, especially for those of you who like to take it off the beaten path. You can see those hooks in the front of the hood. They give you kind of an idea where the hood ends. So you can see that. Of course, that's on top of all of the cameras that you have with the vehicle that you kind of do that for you as well. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this 2025 Ford Bronco Raptor. To be frank, this was my very first test drive of this vehicle. I've never taken it on the road. I've sat in it plenty of times and I had the opportunity to play around with some of the electronics. But as far as the test drive, this is it. You're driving it with me for the first time. And I gotta tell you, I am impressed. I like what Ford's done to it, combining the power and the comfort of this vehicle, which is not an easy thing to do. You can have either or, but rarely both. And I think they nailed it. It is nice. It's powerful. It's capable. It's cool looking. If I were to complain about one thing while driving it, is the noise. Yeah, that Raptor roars, and you can definitely hear it on the inside as well, on the interior of this vehicle. But other than that, it's a perfectly cool vehicle. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you learned one or two things about this brand new vehicle. And if you did, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, subscribe to it, and give me a like. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.